This week I'm going to show you how to extend the functionality of a Google spreadsheet using third-party add-ons. In the spreadsheet you'll notice add-ons, and you'll notice there are a few add-ons I already have, and I'm going to pick Doctopus and launch it. If you don't have Doctopus there, you can add the add-ons and under Get Add-ons and find Doctopus, do a search for it. The first step it asks you to do is to select a roster, and when I click on it, I can build a new roster. And it wants to know what method on this sheet. I've already copied this information from our virtual spreadsheet. And the next step is to hit Create Roster. And it created a new roster, and I'm actually going to go back and notice that I need first name, last name, and then email. So I'm going to go back and pick our emails, first name, last name, and then emails. I'm using our Marlboro emails. Put those here. And that should, whoops. Looks like I didn't copy that right. Let me try that again. There we go, much better. So now, after you've done that, I hit refresh. And it wants me to set a name for my roster. I could give it, I could have several different rosters. I'm going to put OCT Fall 2014. And I am not going to create class folders. That's a more substantial add-on features that they've added recently. Now I'm going to save the roster down the bottom here. And Doctopus will show us its little animated octopus. And at the bottom when it's done, it says successfully saved. Now it gives me more choices. And I'm going to make sure that I choose the right one here, and that is everybody going to get the same copy of the rubric? Yes, you're all going to get a copy of the rubric. I could choose one rubric that we all write on. That's not what I'm going to choose here, or a group work. I am going to choose everybody gets the same rubric. And now comes the whole class access. I do not want the rest of the class to see your rubric, so I'm going to say no access for the whole class. And assign student access level. I want you individually to be able to edit, so I'm going to choose that. And deliver to student folders. This roster includes folders. I'd like to deliver that assignment right away, but I didn't do folders, so we'll leave that alone. And I don't have a co-teacher, so we'll leave that blank. And then I'm going to hit save and continue. Now, I need a folder where I'm going to store all these assignments. So I'll hit choose folder. And there's one where you already have to have the folders made ahead of time, because if you don't, it won't know where to put them. I'm going to have him put it in fall 2014. Make sure this will work. Select that folder. This will hold all the assignment templates. Whoops, I think I made an error here. This is the assignment template that I want you to have. So I'm going to actually move that to the fall 2014 folder, so that's in there. Move it in there, OCT fall 2014. So now this item actually appears in that folder. Let's go back to our spreadsheet. Actually, we need the spreadsheet that has the information that I just made. So I am actually going to go back to Drive. And I'll get the spreadsheet back. We'll see if we can continue where we left off with our Doctopus. Go back to Add-on, Doctopus, and open it up. And now it's actually in a different folder. And that's not the document I want. So I'm going to go choose a different folder. And there it is, OCT fall 2014. Now select an item from this folder. So I'll select a template, and there's some things in this folder, and the one that I want is the final project rubric. And I'm going to hit save and continue. Now here I get to write you a message or notify you that this rubric is going to be sent to you. And here's what you'll have sent to you, this final project rubric. Oops. These variables, $ first name, $ last name, can be used to personalize this message. How do you want student file's name? Notice $ last name, $ first name, final project works for me. Do I want to notify you immediately upon initial sharing? Yes. And the subject, I'm going to come up with, instead of just I've shared a document with you, I'm going to put, here is your personalized final project rubric. If I want to know, I can, and I want to personalize it, I can put $ first name, comma, I'm sending you each your own final project rubric to complete a self-assessment during our upcoming week. Okay, and we don't have a save, so I'm looking to see if there's anything that I need to change. Usually when you have a save, it means you've done something wrong. Use these variables. Oh, I guess it wants to know, do we want to keep it in this folder or create a new folder with all the assignments? I'm going to create a new folder with these rubrics in there, so they have their own folder. And now I can save and continue. Now there's only a few of us here, but if there was a large class, this would be saving a lot of times. It says make sure that to review this before hitting run. Going down through, no access, allow you to edit it. Here's my little email, I can proofread. Looks good. I'm going to hit run, copy, and share. And notice what's going to happen on the side here. It made new columns automatically, and it's creating a document for each of you. And as it creates that document, it's going to start to populate these columns. It just made one for Lucy, and now we'll make one for Laura. And I'm not touching anything here, I'm just letting this happen. Angel, Mark, and Bill should be coming right along here. There you go. So it made a document for each of you, and then it gave me some more choices. I can look this over, and it says I can continue. And some things that I can do is refresh, edit, and count. So I can see how many times, if I choose that, I can see how many times you have edited and who's edited last. And I can transfer the ownership of these documents to you. I'm not going to do that just yet. And I can embargo the document, which means that you can't write on it because I'm in the middle of grading it. Now let's see what one of these looks like. If I click on my own, I open it up. Notice it doesn't change or personalize the document, but it does personalize the name. And if I look at the share, it will be shared between myself and that person. This was not the most useful since I'm the one who already owns it. Let's go take a look at the next one, Laura's. Click on it. In this case, it has her name on the title, her own copy. And when I look on share, I will notice that it's shared with one other person and it's shared with Laura. So only Laura and I have access. This can save a lot of time in a big class. And these extra features have been added recently and they're very helpful also. I'd like us to look at attaching rubrics in our next tutorial, this attached rubrics. But for now, this is how how I created your final project individual rubrics for you to use for this class.